Welcome students. The chapter name is Population. In this presentation you will learn about population, the size of population and distribution of population. Population. What do you understand by this word? I guess you all must have heard this word several times, isn't it? So what do you mean by this? Let's see. The whole number of people or inhabitants in a country or region. The total number of individuals occupying an area or making up a whole. Basically, the population of an area such as a village or city or country consists of all the people living in that particular area. A country may have abundant and varied natural resources like minerals, water, and fertile soil, but it needs people to utilize these resources. So, by that, all the people who are living in a particular area is called population. It is people who give a country its literature, music, art, and culture. And it is people who impart education and skills to other people. People are, therefore, considered to be the most important resource of a country. This resource is known as human resource. Human resource are the people who work to produce goods and services. For example, farmers, miners, workers and professionals are needed to grow crops, bring out minerals from mines, build roads and houses, and run factories, offices, banks, etc. So, the things which we get from humans, those who work to produce goods and services, are called human resources. Size of population. Based on the size of population and the amount of resources which are available, most countries of the world are either overpopulated or underpopulated. A country needs people, but its resources cannot support an unlimited number of people. Let's suppose a country with a small amount of resources has a very large population. Obviously, there will not be enough resources for everyone, and people in general will have a poor quality of life. We say that a country has an optimum population if its available resources can provide at least the basic necessities such as food, water, and shelter. Overpopulation. From the diagram, you can easily see how these people are on the earth and they are falling apart. This word has been used many times at many places, and you must have learned and must have known this word several times. So, what is overpopulation? Overpopulation is an undesirable condition where the number of existing human population exceeds the carrying capacity of Earth. It can be caused by a number of factors. So, by that word, it is basically a condition in which the population is so large that the available resources are not enough for all of its people. to get the even basic necessities such as food. Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nigeria, and Tanzania are some examples of overpopulated countries. There are many others also. In an overpopulated country, the people's quality of life can improve if the population decreases or if more resources can be made available by some means, like using some better technology. In the previous slide, you all must have learned about overpopulation, how this overpopulation is putting an effect on the earth. Here are some of the factors which are creating problem because of overpopulation. To live a reasonably comfortable life, we need some various resources: food, clean water, homes, jobs, and amenities such as electricity, healthcare, and educational facilities. These are some of the few examples which we need to live a comfortable and fruitful life. But in an overpopulated countries, all the people does not have enough of these resources. There is joblessness or unemployment, and even many of the working people earn very little. Some people are homeless. In the worst cases, there may be famine, a severe food shortage when there is not enough food for everyone and there are people dying of hunger. Due to the lack of good health care and education, people suffer from ill health and cannot develop skills to use their resources efficiently. Hence, the quality of life is very poor and people want to leave the country and settle in other places. In an overpopulated countries, resources are consumed faster than they can be produced. Hence, there is a depletion of resources such as fresh water, forest, and minerals. There is also pollution of air, water, and soil due to unscientific human activities. All this destroys or pollutes the habitat of species other than humans as well, and many species become extinct. On the very large scale, deforestation harm the whole world, as do some effects of pollution like global warming and ozone depletion. So children, you need to understand how this overpopulation are affecting the lives of people on the earth. Underpopulation. It is usually defined as a state in which a country's population has declined too much to support its current economic system. It is also one of the biggest problems in the world. Overpopulation and underpopulation are the two sides of the coin. Underpopulation is a condition in which the population is so small that there are not enough people to utilize its available resources. Canada, Australia, Russia are some of the examples of underpopulated countries. In an underpopulated country, more resources can be made available and the quality of life can improve further if the population increases. We generally think that relatively small countries with large populations are overpopulated and the large countries with small populations are underpopulated. But overpopulation and underpopulation depend not so much on the size of the population as on the country's resources and the ability of its population to utilize those resources. They depend a lot on the skills, awareness, technical knowledge, health, etc. of the people, as only healthy, educated, and skilled people can utilize resources efficiently and contribute to the development of their country. Impact of underpopulation. Here are some positive effects of underpopulation and negative effects of underpopulation. So firstly, let's talk about the positive effects of underpopulation. So first point here is no congestion. A country with very less population experiences little or no congestion. Second, employment opportunities. As a result of small size of the population, there will be enough job opportunities for the people of the particular country. Increased in social and infrastructural facilities. An underpopulated country experiences a higher per capita in terms of social and infrastructural facilities available to the people in the country. Availability of idle resources. The fact that a country is less populated means that the resources available in that country is higher than the number of its people. Hence, many idle resources would abound everywhere. Now let's talk about some negative effects of underpopulation. There will be a lower standard of living. Underpopulation endanger lower standard of living as a result of inadequate labor force that would have conveniently boost output and production of goods and services. There will be a lack of adequate manpower. Underpopulation results to shortage of labor with that unattended effect of low investments and income. Thirdly, the resources are being underutilized. Why? The resources which are highly available in this country, they are highly underutilized with lower population. With that, I'm covering both the positive and negative effects of underpopulation which are happening in several countries. Distribution of population. The distribution of population is not even throughout the world. As you can see in the picture which is showing in front of you, here some areas like the Ganga-Brahmaputra basin and the industrial region of northeastern USA are extremely crowded. Again, some areas like parts of Sahara Desert and the Amazon rainforest are almost uninhabited. The distribution of population is influenced by various factors which may be physical or non-physical. The physical factors are determined by nature and cannot be completely controlled by men. The non-physical factors, on the other hand, are products of human activities and are also known as human factors. As I was talking about the two factors which are affecting the distribution of population, physical factors and non-physical factors. Here, right now, I'm covering some of the physical factors which are affecting the distribution of population. First, landforms. Plains have the highest concentrations of population due to the flat land, which is suitable for agriculture, industry, and the development of transport facilities. Plateaus are less populated than plains. Mountains have the lowest concentrations of population. Second, climate. Regions having extremely hot or cold climate are thinly populated. So are regions that do not receive much rainfall, like deserts. Regions with moderate temperature and abundant rainfall are heavily populated. Soil. Areas with fertile soils usually support large population. For example, river valleys with fertile alluvial soils are densely populated. Availability of water. As water is a basic necessity of human life, human settlements always develop near sources of water. Thus, areas having an abundant supply of water are densely populated, while arid regions like deserts are thinly populated. Mineral and power resources. Areas that are rich in minerals and resources of power usually support large population. The discovery of minerals often encourages people to move to the sites of the discovery and settle there. This happened, for example, after the discovery of gold fields in North America, Australia, and South Africa. These are the five major physical factors which are affecting the distribution of population. Non-physical factors. Socio-economic and cultural factors influences distribution of population. Political stability, the availability of educational and healthcare facilities, presence of industries, and employment opportunities are some of the conditions that encourage people to settle in an area. Centers of religious or cultural activity also attract people. Thus, cities like Tokyo, New York, Mumbai, and Bengaluru are crowded because they are centers of industry and commerce, while Varanasi is crowded because it is a center of religion, learning, and arts. These are some of the non-physical factors which are affecting the distribution of population. Now see, here you can see a distribution on a very large urban area which has a very great population by the continent. Through this picture you can see that how most of the world's land is in the northern hemisphere. This hemisphere has more people than does the southern hemisphere. The world has around more than 8 billion people in the year 2016. Through this diagram, you can see how these continents has been divided very sparsely. Like you can see Asia, Europe, North America, South America, Africa, and Australia and other parts of the world which you call Oceania. Asia consists of 56.6%. Africa consists of 10.7%, South America consists of 8.1%, Europe consists of 10.2%, North America consists of 12.9%, and other countries and other parts of the world including Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, etc. consist of 1.4% of population. So children, I have covered first part of population. Here are some worksheets and exercises that you need to do it in your copy. These are the 5 short answers which I have already explained in the video. Just by understanding whole video, you need to answer these questions. State whether true or false. Here are some 5 questions regarding the chapter part 1 of population. You are going to get more questions in part 2 of population. Thank you and have a nice day.